Good morning, everyone. Hopefully, we're all just waking up and yeah, getting ready to kind of start our day with a little slow flow. Um, like Hannah said, I'm Leah. I work on the trauma ICU at Harborview. I've been teaching yoga for about 3 years, but I've been practicing yoga for like over 15 years. And yeah, I'm super excited for this morning. So we're gonna start laying down on a mat. So just find kind of a cozy resting spot. And if you feel okay to close your eyes, you can you can do so. If you'd like, your knees can be pointed up towards the sky with your feet pressed into the mat, or your legs can be extended out long. And let's have our arms down by our sides, palms facing up towards the mat. Just trying to release our shoulders down away from our ears. Again, closing your eyes if that feels safe for you. Just settling into the mat this morning. Just checking in with our body, kind of noticing if there's any tension or sticky spots. Doing a body scan from the top of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes. Just bringing some intention and intention to where we're at right now, this present moment. Preparing for our 45-minute class together and arriving on our mat here. Maybe take your hands to your belly and start to check in with your breath. At first, just kind of seeing what your natural breath is doing. Is it fast? Is it slow? Is your belly and chest moving much with each breath? And then we'll slowly start to elongate the breath. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. So coming into our active breath, called diaphragmatic breath or a 360 breath. It's meaning that you're intentionally breathing, activating that diaphragm muscle or core muscle of respiration to its full capacity of movement. And I'll offer maybe inhaling for 4 or 5 seconds through the nose, feeling your belly inflate like a balloon, breathing all the way down. And then exhaling through your nose, pulling your belly to spine, forcefully exhaling all the air out. Let's cycle through that 10 times. It can be your own count. Just try to focus on this kind of active, controlled breath. Maybe noticing how your mind wanders less. And you can kind of do this controlled meditation. Connecting to the movement of our body. Do 5 more. Releasing anything else that comes to your mind. Maybe gently just push it aside as those thoughts come up. We'll try to work with this breath throughout practice today. Work kind of with a holding and releasing. So a little bit of a hold and a little flow. And with that, straighten your left leg if it's not already, and hug that right knee in towards your right shoulder. Starting to wake up our body, our muscles here. Roll out that right ankle, going in one direction, and then the other direction. Press that foot up towards the sky, straightening the right leg, pointing and flexing the toes, just waking up through the back of the leg, saying hello to our probably tight morning muscles. And then as you exhale, hug that right knee back towards your chest. Pull that leg across, supine twist. Right arm comes out long, perpendicular to your body. Maybe your gaze follows your right hand, your right fingertips. You can also gaze right up towards the sky, neck is neutral. 3 deep breaths in this twist, kind of rinsing out our abdominal organs as we start class. On that next inhale, coming back through center, hugging both knees into the chest. Rock on your sacrum. Nice mini back massage. Keep that left knee in and extend that right leg long. Do the same thing on this side. So ankle rolls. Checking in with our breath, making sure we're still working through that active breath. Lifting our left foot up towards the sky, inhale. Point and flex the toes. Seeing if this side feels different than the other, which is very common. No judging here, just taking notice. On that next exhale, hug the right knee in towards your right shoulder and prepare for supine twist on this side. Gazing across your body towards your left hand. Two more active breaths. As you inhale, come back through center, hugging both knees, rocking on the sacrum. Maybe kind of taking your knees and pushing them away, pulling them in. A little mini circle of, again, massaging out your low back on the mat. And circle the other way. The next time you're in center, hug those knees in and fall over to one side. Slowly, gently, over a couple breaths, pushing up to a seat on your mat. So find a comfortable sitting spot. Ideally, both sits bones are on your mat. So kind of take the fleshy parts of your bottom and thighs and move them out of the way, feeling both sits bones grounded beneath you. Gentle neck stretch here. So right ear goes to right shoulder as you exhale. You can close your eyes here again or have them open. 3 breaths here as we just warm up our upper body. Inhale, come through center and switching sides. Not really tugging on the head here. We're just creating a gentle engagement, helping ease that right side of the left side of the head down towards the left shoulder. One more deep breath. Coming in through center, tucking your chin down, feeling a stretch in the back side of your neck. And then gaze upwards. You can take your hands and basket weave them behind your head. That helps kind of support your head and neck. And then come back to neutral. Deep shoulder shrugs and rolls going backwards. Now warming up through our shoulders and our arms. One more deep roll, exaggerated movement. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, side bend. So right arm comes down, left arm comes up and over. Keeping that left sits bone into the mat. So if it's popping up, bring your torso just back to neutral. Breathing through our left side body. On your next inhale, come up through center. Palms touch in the middle, and then switching sides, left arm down, right arm up and over. And 2 more breaths in our hold, and then we'll flow with our breath. So inhale, come through center. Exhale, fold. Do 3 sets together. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. 2 more on your own time with your own breath. And the final one. Arms come back up to center and then twisting. So twist towards the right. Right hand comes by your low back behind you. Left hand can come to that right thigh, or I actually love to have it on my kind of right rib cage. Let's give a little feedback to myself about my breath. So again, holding here for 3 breaths. Gazing to your right side. Feeling that really nourishing twist in your torso. Inhale, unwind through center, and exhale, left side. We're going to flow here after 1 more breath of holding. So inhaling, coming through center, exhale, twist. Active, deep breath. The twist helps us kind of exhale that stale air and welcome new, fresh air, fresh breath. And 1 more here. Coming through center, and coming into your tabletop position. Let's move through our cat-cow, but first let's get centered. So knees underneath our hips and our palms underneath our shoulders and our elbows. Inhale, gazing up, tilting our pelvis interiorly. And then exhale, chin tucks down, pelvis tucks under, arching the back up. Move through the cat-cow 3 times. Really exaggerating these movements, finding length in the spine. One more cycle. Finding neutral, knees come out wide. Come down to child's pose with active arms here. So I'm kind of on my finger pads. My arms are active. Head can be resting down. Just feel that nice stretch in your arms and your shoulders. Inhale, lift up the torso, walk your hands to the top left corner of your mat, and then sink in. So stretching more so through that right side body, that right arm. One more breath. Inhale, lifting up the torso, walking to the top right corner of the mat, sinking down. Coming back through center and then finding your tabletop pose. You can rock your hips side to side, warm up through those hips a little bit as well. And then preparing for bird dog. So tuck your right toes back behind you, right leg is long. You can rock, kind of warm up through the calf muscle and back of the leg. And lots of options here. So you can be here. If you'd like, you can raise your right leg up, so parallel to the mat. You can also bring your left arm straight forward. So you're kind of pulling in opposite directions, lengthening through your body and engaging through your core. Check in with that diaphragmatic breath, more challenging when we're in a pose of difficulty. On that next exhale, bring those extremities down if they're lifted. Pivot on the left knee. Find your side plank. So modified side plank. We're on our left knee. Right arm is raised up and right foot is pressed into the mat. Let's find some arm circles. Go 3 backwards. Still strong in that core. Pause, gaze up at that right palm. If you'd like, you can bring some toe taps in with that that right leg, where you can hold and breathe. On that next inhale, pushing up, coming up with your torso, in gate pose. Exhale, folding over to the right. Right leg is straight still, right arm is coming down that right leg. Then great side body stretch. On your next inhale, coming back through center, hands come down. Bring that right leg now all the way forward, finding your low lunge. Lots of variations here with your arms. So it can be on top of your thigh, on your hips, extended up, extended down. Find whatever feels good for your shoulders and just how your body feels this morning. Come back to your breath, check in. One more deep breath, holding. And then framing through that right foot, straightening through that right leg, sending your hip back, half split. This can be an intense one. Most of us have really tight hamstrings. Trying to pull that right hip to be in line with your left, bringing those right toes towards your nose. Holding here. Trying to be straight in the spine as best as possible instead of collapsing. If you have yoga blocks, this is an awesome spot to use them. You can just raise up make your arms longer. We're going to flow between those two. So inhale, coming up. Low lunge. Exhale, frame the foot. Straighten the right leg. 3 times. Really channeling that breath with movement. On that next inhale, coming back, bring that right leg in line with the left. Move through your cat-cow or some side-to-side hip circles, rinsing out that side. And we'll prepare for the second side. So finding your tabletop again, left foot goes back, rock on that left leg, the left toes, finding your variation of bird dog today. Holding, extending, breathing through our whole belly, through our back body. On that next breath, left hand and toes come down and spin on that knee. I'm going to switch sides so you can see. Left arm comes up towards the sky and 3 arm circles going backwards. Again, you can bring toe taps in here or hold. One more breath. And then inhale, coming through gate pose. Left arm comes down the left leg, right arm comes up and over, right side body stretch. One more deep breath. Coming in through center, finding your tabletop. And 2 breaths, the cat-cow. Left foot comes forward into low lunge. Holding here, finding a variation for your arms that's comfortable for you. It can be the same or different on the other side. Framing that left foot, coming to sit back. Half split on the left. Again, this side might feel different. It might be harder. You might find more ease. Let's flow. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, half split. 2 more. On your next inhale, coming back through tabletop. Rock the hip side to side. Tuck toes under, downward dog. So walking your dog, kind of bending your knees. Feet are about hip width distance apart. You can bend the knees deeply, trying to sit your hips back further and then straighten your knees. One more deep breath of holding, lengthening through the backs of your legs and the spine. And then gaze forward at your hands. Walk your feet forward towards your hands. Keep that feet about hip width distance apart, forward fold. You can grab opposite elbows and kind of rock side to side with your torso. You can shake your head, yes or no. One more nourishing breath here. And then slowly push up to standing. Some big shoulder circles going backwards here. Then arms raise up, folding over towards the right. Just for 2 breaths. Inhaling back up, exhale, left side. Coming back through center. Let's get grounded in our feet for a minute. We're just going to do one balancing pose this morning. One of my favorites. So feet are about hip width distance apart. Lift up your toes and then place them back down on the mat. Move your hips maybe side to side, front and back, feeling the engagement of all of the parts of your foot into the mat. Then press firmly into that left foot and lift up the right heel. Finding your variation at tree pose today, you can lift up the leg, you can leave the right toes on the mat, finding a variation that feels good for you. If you are lifting, you can bring your foot to your calf, you can bring it to your thigh, just avoiding the knee joint. And bring your arms to any kind of variation at your heart center, raised up, down. Really checking in with that left foot, noticing all the work that has to happen to keep you upright on one leg. One more breath. It's okay if you fall out of it or really wiggle. And then release through that side. Shake it out, left and right. And then find center again, kind of get re-grounded. And we'll move to the other side. So pressing into the right foot, finding a variation on the left foot somewhere on your right leg. Maybe finding a place in front of you where your gaze can land that's not moving. If you really would like a challenge, you can close your eyes and try to stay upright. An extra difficult element. One more breath. And release. Clasp your hands behind you. Pull your shoulders down away from you. Slight back bend here. And then slowly walk to a wide-legged stance on the mat. Point your left toes forward, preparing for warrior 2. So bend in the left knee. Our torso is aligned with the long side of the mat. Our gaze, though, is over our left middle finger. Checking in with our breath. Holding here. On our next inhale and then exhale, float our left arm up, reverse the warrior. Keeping that bend in the left leg, left knee. On your next inhale and through your exhale, bound angle. Left elbow to left thigh, right arm comes up. Holding. And then let's flow. Inhale, exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, exhale, bound angle. 2 more times. With your own breath. And then inhale, coming back to warrior 2. Straighten through that left leg, triangle pose. So now all extremities are straight and long. Using that left hand, left arm to push into your left leg. Maybe gazing up at your right palm, or down at your left foot. Deep breath. And then as you inhale, coming up, bringing your left toes to mirror your right, hands come to hips, folding forward, wide-legged fold. One more deep breath here. And then hands come to hips, slowly pushing yourself up. And then preparing for the warrior series on the other side. So right foot turns forward. Warrior two, gazing over the right finger. On your next inhale through exhale, reverse the warrior hold. Inhale, exhale, bound angle. Holding here, 3 breaths. And let's flow. 3 sets. Again, noticing how this side feels compared to the first side. And one more. Inhale, warrior two. Straighten through that right leg, triangle pose. Gazing up at the left palm, left fingertips. One more breath. And then coming back through warrior two. Right toes come in, hands to hips. And then folding forward. One more deep breath here. Hands come to hips, coming up. Going to use your feet to heel toe in, feet about hip width distance apart. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lifting. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do an open mouth exhale, just really releasing. Inhale, coming down through tabletop. Finding child's pose, 3 breaths. Coming back up through tabletop, thread the needle pose. So right arm lifts up and then bring it between your left hand and left knee. Shoulder comes down, right cheek comes down, and left arm is straight above you. So a really nice shoulder stretch. Checking in with your breath here. Slowly unwinding, releasing through that side. Move hips left and left and right. And then switching, left arm raises up. Left arm comes under. Right arm is straight. Shoulder stretch. One more breath. Unwinding through that arm, tucking your toes underneath you, and then sitting back onto your heels. You can kind of use your hands to walk up your thighs. This is like a toe crunch pose, can be really intense in the bottoms of your feet. So if you need to come out of it, you sure can. I feel like after working, the bottoms of my feet are so tight. So this can be a really nice release, but it's a lot. Let's hang here for another breath if we can. And then releasing. Coming to a seat on the mat. Extending your left leg long. Your right foot is by your left thigh. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, side stretch. So here, we're again finding length in the side body. Both sits bones are into the mat. One more breath. And inhale, coming up. Shifting your hips and your torso. So now that your torso is facing your left foot, inhale those arms back up and fold directly over that leg. This can be super intense for tight hamstrings and quads. So bend that left knee. Try to keep the spine straight here. Doesn't matter how far you're reaching. One more breath. Coming up through center and switching sides. Right leg comes long. Exhale. Inhale, coming up. Same thing, torso twists to come straight over your right leg. Folding down, spine is long, sits bones are engaged into the mat. Breathe. On your next inhale, coming back through center. Knees are upright. Kind of twist on your mat as we prepare to come back to our back. So with our knees pointed up towards the sky, feet are pressed into the mat. Raise up that right ankle, place it over the left thigh. So moving through your version of figure 4. Here is the big hip opener. So here you can keep your left foot pressed into the mat. You can lift up that left foot off the mat. You can bind with your arms over that left shin and use your right elbow to kind of push your right hip out. Finding any variation that is calling you this morning. And finding your edge today. Sacrum should still be pressed onto the mat. If your low back is really raised up, then maybe release some of that bind or bring that foot back down. Let go if you're bound. Bring that right foot down to the mat. Windshield wipers. Bring your knees to one side and then the other. Prepare for the other side. So left ankle on top of right thigh. Come into your variation of figure 4 on the left side. One more breath. And then release. Windshield wiper your legs, left and right. Then lift your feet off the mat, your knees come down towards your shoulders, happy baby pose. So this should be really playful and fun here. You can rock on your low back, you can straighten one leg and then the right, trying to find some space in the hips and the backs of your legs. Rock side to side, and then prepare for your savasana. So maybe you want legs extended. Maybe it feels better to have your knees pointed up towards the sky with your feet pressed into the mat. But wherever you are, find your resting pose. Let go here of any control of your breath. Let go of any efforting. Allow yourself to fully melt into the mat beneath you, feeling supported. Closing your eyes if they're not already. Starting to wiggle your fingers and your toes. If you want to stay here in Savasana longer, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, bring some bigger movements. Maybe reach your arms up above you overhead, pointing your toes down. Full body stretch. And then bring your knees in. Big hug, rock side to side. And then fold over to one side. Coming to a nice seat on the mat. Rub your hands together, creating some heat. And then place your hands over your eyes. You can raise them down. Open your eyes. And thank you all so much for practicing with me this morning. Hopefully it was a nourishing way to start your day, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day today. And thank you so much, all you, for allowing us to make this happen.
Thank you, Leah. That was great.
You're
Wonderful.
welcome.
Worth waking up to.
Oh, so great. I'm so glad. Thank you so much. If anyone has any questions, you can stay on. I can hang on for a few minutes. Yeah, of course.
Thank you, Leah.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Of course.
Appreciate it. All right. Hopefully we'll see you soon. I'm happy to do, something whenever. I don't know if we can connect on the next time, but I love doing it. So yeah, awesome.
Sounds good. See ya.
Thanks. Bye.